Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Hi, folks. Welcome back. To my regular subscribers and viewers, welcome back. And to my new subscribers and viewers, welcome. Here we go. Bill Maher. Just when I thought he was coming around, I feel like Charlie Brown and Lucy in the football, frankly. Let's read on. From Fox News. Bill Maher. Today's GOP would be thrilled to have no black justices on the Supreme Court. Maher slammed the Republican charade during the SCOTUS confirmation of Judge Brown Jackson. I'm going to be straight out here. What a dick. This guy is such an ass. He used to be funny years ago, and I knew he was a lefty, and that's fine. That's what you want to believe. But lately he's been on this crusade that, I'm not like these progressive whack jobs like AOC and Ilhan Omar and all of them. I'm the old school liberal that believes in the First Amendment and all that. And he even went and did a whole interview recently with Ben Shapiro on his show saying that, I'm not the whack jobs that the Democrats mostly are now. I'm the old school guy and I believe in the country. Well, frankly, what a crock of BS. Just ridiculous. And I believed him in part. I feel like Charlie Brown, the football. Lucy's holding the football. I promise I won't pull it out this time. Bill's holding the football, and I come up and kick it. He pulls the football, and I fall on my butt. This is nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Especially after this guy tried to at least rehabilitate himself. Maybe some of his polling is showing that if he can attract more center political people, it'll up his ratings. Who the hell knows? Then he got this piece of crap from The View. The View host complained about GOP's treatment of Judge Brown Jackson. As compared to what? How Kavanaugh was treated? How Justice Clarence Thomas was treated? You got to be kidding me. How they treated all the other Republican nominees for the Supreme Court? Let's read on. Real-time host Bill Maher blasted GOP lawmakers for the treatment of Supreme Court nominee Judge Brown Jackson. Now, and they insisted they would be thrilled if there were no black justices in the highest court. Really? They want to get rid of Clarence Thomas, you moron? We had the first black woman, the first black we ever had. We've only had two. Thurgood Marshall, 1967. When he died, it was George Bush. The first was president. And they also accepted the idea there was now a black seat in the court, and that's how we've got to Clarence Thomas. That's the way these moron leftists think. It's a black seat now. The seat that Clarence Thomas holds was Thurgood Marshall's seat. So therefore, that seat will always be a black seat. That's how these people think. They're racist. And so they accepted the idea there was now a black seat on the court. Maher said during a panel discussion on Friday, now I thought it was not exactly crooked to give the black seat to somebody who didn't represent the majority of black thinking in America, and there you have it. The majority of black thinking in America. But here's the difference. At least they accepted. George Bush did the idea of at least one black seat on the court. And there you have it. That's a black seat from now on. And the majority of people think, at least in the Democrat Party, think that blacks mostly think the same. That, by definition, makes you a racist. Period. I think that today's Republicans would not do that. I think they would be thrilled to have no black seats on the court. Then he said before clarifying, okay, a lot of them. You're full of crap. You just try to rehabilitate yourself. You know what? I'm done with you. You're a piece of garbage. You used to be a funny guy. NBC analyst John Hellerman agreed, telling Maher, judging the way they treated Jackson, which he insisted was racist from top to bottom throughout the whole week. There you go, Bill. You know what? F you. Racist? Racist, that's the definition of a woman? Seriously? She was treated a lot better than the Republican nominees. I'll tell you that right now. Earlier in the conversation, the HBO star blasted the charade of a confirmation hearing, slamming the line of questioning Jackson received from Senate Republicans. Ranking member Chuck Grassley came out and said he's not going to be a circus, and then the question started. I mean, the first one should have been, why aren't you under arrest? Maher said. Child, you see the word there, in terrorism and everything they could possibly think that had nothing to do with her. So why do you even televise it? Because it's all for the cameras that we're doing this. Yeah, there's some senators that preem a little bit for the cameras. I'm not going to lie. But the questions are legitimate. It's what she thinks on certain topics. How child X people, you get the idea, you can't see the word on YouTube, they'll kill my video worse than it already is. Why are they getting such lenient sentences? And she's hoping for lenient sentences. And that's in her past. That's a fair question. I'm going to attempt to evaluate Democrats by reporting how they treated Justice Neil Gorsuch during his 2017 confirmation versus how Republicans treated Jackson, telling Maher it was not the same. Gorsuch wouldn't put up with her BS. It's that simple. And that was the tipping point, I think, when the progressives completely lost their minds as far as judicial nominees go, was the appointment of Judge Gorsuch. Yes, there's partisanship now in this process, and there's grandstanding for cameras. There always was. Ask then Senator Joe Biden how he held Clarence Thomas in contempt. Watch some of those tapes or some of those hearings where he looked at him with hate. I mean, you could tell people's expressions. Clarence Thomas wouldn't back off, and they accused him of all kinds of horrible stuff. Not as bad as Kavanaugh, but horrible stuff. And Thomas said, no, I'm not withdrawing. I'm not withdrawing from this process. You want to vote me down, then vote me down. And Biden gave him a hateful look like, you ungrateful SOB. Boy, do what we tell you to do. Don't you know that all black people think the same? But there's nothing like the acidity of Ted Cruz that took place in Neil Gorsuch's hearings, Hellman said. There's nothing like they said, can you define what it was to be a man or a woman? None of these things happen. None of that stuff, the child P-O-R-N-O stuff. Well, because it was never in doubt. Justice Gorsuch knew damn well what's the difference between a man and a woman. And he never advocated for lighter sentences for people that commit child sex crimes either. Democrats just, they sometimes are ideological. They can be political, do you think? Sometimes they can be mean and tough, but they're not just screaming a-holes. Yeah, they are just screaming a-holes. Meanwhile, Senator John Tester, Democrat of Montana, expressed optimism some of his GOP colleagues would cross party lines and vote to confirm Jackson to the Supreme Court, and celebrated the announcement that Joe Manchin is set to back the Biden nominee. Now, she's going to get confirmed. You're just going to have to take the L. Judge Breyer, who's retiring, is also a lefty, and I always thought that way, always. But at least he was somewhat reasonable compared to the progressives of today. You're just going to have to take the hit. And that's the way it is. Now they want Clarence Thomas to resign. Bill, you know what? You fooled me again. But you fooled me for the last time. Your rehabilitation, it means nothing anymore after a statement like that. You are a pompous, complete ass. And I think, my personal opinion, you are a racist. The progressive ideology makes you one. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.